It's a hot debate currently. Should our kids go to school as directed by our PM or stay home during the pandemic? Tensions have been boiling over in some schools, with principals copying it from worried parents.
And I'm telling you that as a father, I'm happy for my kids to go to school.
What parents are frustrated about from what we're hearing is that they believe or want schools to be closed.
Look, I think we need to do what we need to do to stop the spread.
Who are you carrying the big ones to?
Life in a pandemic was never going to be easy, and what to do with our schools is the latest confusing question. When the government ended mass gatherings on Monday, schools were still left open, but many anxious parents stepped in and kept their kids home anyway.
The children have been home from school as of Monday, and we're trying to self-educate as much as we can.
Victoria Miller is now homeschooling her two primary school-aged boys.
A friend of mine's father died of this virus only a few nights ago, so we really understand how serious this is.
This morning, the Prime Minister and Chief Medical Officer reiterated their advice that schools will remain open for now.
The health advice that I'm happy to follow for my kids, for Jenny and my kids, is the same health advice I'm asking all other parents around the country to follow.
At the school gate, many parents are concerned but staying calm.
We're very much just taking it day by day, and I think we're just remaining calm and just doing what's sensible, really.
You've got to put a certain amount of faith into the government, the authorities, that they're making the right decisions.
But in some schools, the fear and confusion is turning into conflict.
We ask parents earnestly to take a deep breath, to engage in conversations in a reasonable way.
Kevin Bates is from the Queensland Teachers Union. He says school principals have found themselves in the firing line.
They are at the pointy end of the frustration that parents are feeling, and that some people are conducting themselves in inappropriate ways.
Public schools don't even have control over whether they stay open or not. The government decides that based on the Chief Medical Officer's advice. Some private schools have made a decision to switch to empty classrooms, like Yarra Valley Grammar in Melbourne.
Clearly, this is the school responding to both parental concern and developments around COVID.
Principal Mark Merry informed the school community they'll move to online classes from Thursday.
That means that whilst teachers will be at school and delivering their classes, students will be receiving those classes in their homes via an online delivery.
But there's concern some students without internet or a home computer will be left behind. It also takes time for teachers to learn how to deliver classes online.
There's a massive workload for teachers and principals around considering the materials, teaching themselves how best to deliver those materials for students, and becoming familiar with what is a completely unfamiliar way of teaching children.
Parents with an underlying health condition or living with an at-risk person quickly made the decision to keep their kids home, but many more are following. One school already has 148 students away who are about to begin a new era of homeschooling. Some schools have sent out basic tips to parents, such as students completing a diary as a writing task each day, regular reading with your child, and helping out around the house with various tasks.
We want them to have a sense that life can actually maintain a sense of normality.
Parenting expert Justin Colson says if you haven't already spoken to your child about coronavirus, then now is the time, focusing on the thousands of people helping resolve the crisis.
Even though this is really challenging, there are people all around the world who are doing amazing things right now to make the world a better place. They're finding cures.
He says if you do decide to homeschool, then it could be time to relax limits on technology by using the many learning apps available. And most importantly, stay patient and calm.
Rule number one, you can't expel your children from homeschool. They might drive you up the wall, but you can't expel them. They have to keep on learning, which means that we've got to be patient. We've got to work with them.
It's not easy. But the school has been quite helpful. They've given us some materials to use.
For all those still following the Chief Medical Officer's advice to remain in school, there is also a clear message.
Please be respectful, please be responsible, make the decisions that are in the best interests of your children, but don't get involved in altercations at your local school.
We're running a Facebook poll to see if you think the Prime Minister should be closing our schools. 64% of you say yes and 36% say no. There's still time to have your say. Just head to our Facebook page.